Hello and welcome to this videocast for subscribers to davidicke.com. Well, one picture has dominated the news this week of a little 3-year-old boy from Syria who was pictured lying dead on a beach after an attempt by his family to flee Syria and the horrors that have been going on there. His brother and his mother died also in the attempt to escape the Syrian civil war, the Syrian proxy war by the United States and European countries. The picture, understandably, created and generated a wave of emotional response. And that's understandable. It's amazing how many words can be spoken, how many things can be seen in a single, simple photograph. But for those who have turned their attention to this as a result of the photograph, they should remember that dead little boys and children and dead civilians are the norm in the Middle East. They have died in their extraordinary numbers since the invasion of Iraq and the proxy war against Syria. The bombing of civilians to protect them from violence in Libya, and the creation by the West of this ISIS bunch of lunatics who have created such devastation in the countries from which so many people now seek to flee into Europe. The picture of one little boy should not let us lose that fact of how many lost little boys and girls there have been in this systematic devastation of a whole region of people. And you know, I'm sick and tired of the fricking bullshit. Do you know, we have a Prime Minister in this country, David Cameron, who actually said this week that the answer to the enormous and gathering numbers of people heading into Europe from Syria and other parts of the Middle East, the answer is to bring peace and stability to Syria. It's difficult to comprehend the scale of sheer mendacious hypocrisy that is necessary for that man to summon those words. But then I guess when you're a professional liar, by definition of your job, then it's easier for him than for most other people. Look at the definitions for psychopath, and you'll see the personality makeup of world leaders, including Cameron. Is that a coincidence? You're having a laugh. Psychopaths are needed in power because those behind those in power require psychopathic behavior to advance the hidden agenda. And that agenda I'm going to address in the videocast today. Cameron and Obama, I say Cameron and Obama, I could say Blair and Bush. They apparently are in different parties, but it doesn't matter because the same hidden hand is behind them all. This is why the agenda never changes. This party replaces that party, agenda doesn't change. Obama replaces Bush. I'm about change, nothing changes. The agenda goes on. And what has happened, not just involving Cameron and Obama, but other countries too, more in the background, is that they have systematically, coldly, calculatedly armed, funded and trained rebels to remove Gaddafi in Libya and set that country afire with violence, upheaval. And they have then done the same in their ongoing quest to remove Assad in Syria. And we now have America bombing Syria. We have Turkey bombing Syria. And we have a man who said this week that the answer to the migrant crisis is bringing peace and stability to Syria, who has had one go at getting the British Parliament to support British bombing of Syria, and he's waiting now to have another go as soon as he can. And saying even that if a leader of the Labour opposition party came to win their leadership election, currently going on, and was against bombing in Syria, he might even do it anyway. The words are the bullshit. The words are the cover story. The actions are the agenda they've been following year after year after year. I've been waiting for this migrant crisis to happen because it is all part of the agenda that I've been uncovering and communicating for more than 20 years. In fact, 25 years now. And the reason for it, there are many reasons for it. I give you two reasons for it. What this hidden hand wants is chaos. Because chaos and upheaval is the easiest state in the world to manipulate. Because once you have chaos, you have not just the opportunity to offer the solution to the chaos, i.e. advancing your agenda with the chaos as the excuse, but because of the chaos, you've got vast numbers of people sickened by the chaos, in fear of the chaos, who are demanding that you offer a solution to the chaos. And so when you say, oh, we want to do this, more centralization of power, more surveillance, more police state, then you say, well, we don't really want that, but we've got to sort this chaos out. So yeah, all right, do it. or at least the opposition to it, is massively diluted. So this wave of migrants from the Middle East and Africa who are heading into Europe is designed to create chaos, and you see nothing yet if their agenda is allowed to unfold. Because what they want is a tidal wave, never mind a wave, a tidal wave of people heading into Europe, creating economic chaos and, of course, creating conflict between migrants and the home population. And in this way, as usual, you have one set of victims of this hidden hand played off against another set of victims of this hidden hand. So they're fighting and in conflict with each other, and the hidden hand's going, oh, thank you very much, that's good, yeah, do, oh, that's nice, yeah, oh, yeah, more, yeah. That's what we're seeing. And there's another reason, like I say, there are many. There has been a war on the nation state for decades and decades and decades and decades. The European Union is a war on the nation state. So are these other unions that are being brought into place outside of public attention to be their versions of the European Union all around the world. And one of the great sources of resistance to the absorption of the nation state into these super fascist communist groupings with centralized bureaucratic dictatorships. Ooh, did I mention the European Union? One of the great sources of resistance to that is a sense of national identity. Now, let me say from the start, I'm not a nationalist. I had to be born on a piece of land, otherwise I would have drowned. I was actually born on a piece of land called Britain or England, which was called many other names in the past. I love the English countryside. I love much of the English culture, but I don't believe in England's the best and stand up for England and I'm English. No, you're infinite awareness having an experience as an English person or a French person. That's what it is. Get caught in the experience thinking it's you. Anyway, that's another story. So I'm not a nationalist. I'm not a flag waver. If I ever stood up for the national anthem, I think I would genetically implode, given my views of that stuff. So I'm coming from the point of view of simple facts. There is a great resistance to the end of the nation state from people who have a self-identity with the nation state. And to dilute that, the migration, not just into Europe, but also into the United States, is to break down that sense of what the nation means, and therefore dilute that resistance to the end of the nation state. So like I say, there are lots and lots of reasons for this, but they're two of the big ones.